Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome to our 26th day of our month of mods, and today is going to be a pretty jam-packed video. I really wanted to do something for Left 4 Dead, because Left 4 Dead is a personal favorite of mine. I've loved that game and its sequel since it first came out. It's one of those games that I would never uninstall, or if I reformatted my computer, it would be one of the first games that I reinstalled. And I want to show off a few cool custom maps for Left 4 Dead 2. However, I guess you could probably argue that these are only in the loosest sense actually mods, considering that they only modify the gameplay in the slightest of ways. Regardless though, they do in the end modify the gameplay, therefore I classify them as a mod, and therefore I feel that I can put them on this list. So without further ado, we're going to be looking at 3 maps, Blood Tracks, and maps based off 2 movies, Night of the Living Dead, and one of my personal favorites, Return of the Living Dead. So let's start off with Blood Tracks, and Blood Tracks is a pretty cool custom map because I almost feel like it's a combination of all the 4 maps in the original Left 4 Dead. It starts you off on some sort of dock area, and then from the docks you go through a forest, and then through the forest you go to the train tracks, and then from the train tracks you go to a full out industrial rail yard. So there's a lot of variety in this map, which makes it pretty engaging. On top of that, there are some really cool events to play through. The ones that really come to mind are the final rescue event, and an event where you have to run along the train tracks pushing through hordes of zombies as they stream at you. But where the actual mod aspect of this map comes in is in the fact that there are a bunch of new weapons. There are some new melee weapons, such as a 2x4 with a nail in it, but my personal favorite is the sledgehammer. As well, there are a couple new guns, such as an MP5, and an assault rifle with a mild zoom on it. This map also features compatibility with all Left 4 Dead modes, including co-op, versus, survival, and scavenge. So all in all, it's a very well done custom map, and can definitely hold its own in comparison to any of the vanilla Left 4 Dead maps. The next map is only a survival mode map, but that makes sense when you consider that this map is a replica of the house from the Night of the Living Dead. You know, the house where the survivors make their last stand. And it's a pretty faithful remake of that house, with cool details such as, for example, a sniper rifle perched on the windowsill in the upstairs bedroom. However, there is no basement, and that is quite depressing, because, as they say, the basement is the safest place. Where the mod aspect comes in, however, is that you have the ability to barricade windows and doors with wood that you collect from the safe room, which I think is a pretty cool touch to have your friends running around trying to make sure that the windows and doors are barricaded, something that didn't exist in the vanilla version of Left 4 Dead. Also, the house has the added benefit of, while being from the movie, it is still a pretty generic house. Meaning that you can easily imagine that it's you and your friends just holding off a zombie apocalypse in your own house. And to me, that's pretty cool. The last map I want to talk about is the church from Return of the Living Dead. The church where, again, the survivors make their last stand. And I really like this map, but maybe that's because I really like this movie. I mean, Return of the Living Dead has what is probably my favorite zombie of all time. Plus, it teaches you why zombies do in fact eat brains. But fortunately in the Left 4 Dead version, the zombies aren't quite as powerful as they were in Return of the Living Dead. But I love all the subtle details of this map, such as the ambulance with corpses outside, and the internal clinic with what appears to be a dead female on an operating table. It also has the same features as the Night of the Living Dead map, which is the ability to barricade doors and windows. Sadly though, at this point the map is relatively incomplete, because they don't have a survival mode, they only have a campaign mode which never ends. But still, it's a pretty cool map to play on, especially if you're playing it with friends who are fans of the original movie. In any case, there you go, 3 great custom maps / modifications for Left 4 Dead. So if you're still playing this game like I am on a pretty frequent basis, I recommend you check them all out. So, I hope you enjoyed this brief look at 3 different maps, and until tomorrow, this has been Joseph Vizranovic signing off for now, and I hope you'll come back for another fantastic mod. And until then, you guys take care.